I grew up feeling like I was like an alien too, because I didn't fit in this world. When I was in a school, I experienced a lot of bullying when I was a little child, and things were because I was very different, so it was very hard. And for many years in my life, like I was mentioning before, I had this existential depression, and I thought about death constantly. And many times I thought about taking my life too. And it was that sense of like, yeah, I can have all this stuff in the world, but I felt empty. And then I reached the point where I remember my husband had to travel a lot. I was being the one raising our child, and I had a full-time job. I was a very busy person. And again, putting this face out there for the world. And one night I just had it. It was even hard to get out of bed. And then I'm lying next to my son. He was about 3 years old. And it was the moment, guys, where like this tiny thought, Francisco's talking about those voices of the angel and the little devil that we see in the cartoons. And suddenly that voice said, you cannot leave your son without a mom. You cannot leave this world and leave him behind. And that tiny little idea of, yeah, you take your life, but you go with your son. We go together. When that thought touched my mind, I think I could not have gone like darker than that. That was my really, really dark moment in my life. And is when I didn't stay contemplating the idea. I didn't think anything else more. No, that shook me so hard that I thought, what am I doing? And it's when at that moment the clarity, these thoughts of clarity, because at those moments we even lose all the sense of logic. We're completely disconnected. There's no clarity, there's no discernment. But at that moment, that the light thankfully just touched me enough to think, wait one more day. Wait one more day. There was another thing that I felt. It was the sense of I could not make my mom suffer. My mom had had already enough sufferings in her life, and I could not be the cause of her, more of her suffering. I cannot do this to the people that love me.